Feel like your healthy habits completely unravel the moment you hit the road? If you're someone who's worked hard to break free from food obsession, it can feel especially frustrating when traveling throws, everything out of whack. But here's the good news. You don't have to sacrifice your progress or feel guilty while enjoying your time away. Let's talk about how you can take control and actually thrive no matter where your travels take you. Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart Johnston, and welcome to Food on the Mind, where we focus on mindset coaching to help you break free from food obsession and build a life worth living. Today, we're diving into how to manage your food environment while traveling. Whether you're heading out for a work trip or taking that much needed vacation, it's really easy to fall into the trap of convenience foods, unpredictable meal schedules, or mindless eating. But the truth is, with a little planning and the right mindset, you can navigate all of that and still feel good in your body. I'll be sharing some simple, practical tips to help you stay on track without feeling deprived. If you're like many high performing individuals who are working on their relationship with food, well, traveling can be a trigger. But learning how to manage your food environment while on the go means coming home feeling energized and accomplished, not guilty or defeated. So if you're ready to stay in control, feel great, and make the most of your travels without obsessing over every meal, you're in the right place. And before we dive in, if you find this content helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Food on the Mind so you don't miss more tips on creating a healthy, sustainable relationship with food. Now let's get started. Before we get into the solutions, let's talk about the challenges. Traveling can feel like a minefield for anyone working on their relationship with food. I mean, think about it. You're suddenly dealing with limited access to healthy options, fast food at every corner, and meals that are often unstructured or out of your control. I don't know, maybe you're at a business dinner with heavy entrees or in an airport, surrounded by processed snacks. When you're in unfamiliar environments, it can feel like healthy choices are few and far between. Restaurants might have menus full of fried, sugary, or calorie dense foods, and airports or hotels don't always offer the best selections. Fast food is convenient, and when you're tired or stressed from traveling, it's easy to give in to what's readily available. After all, you're just trying to keep things simple, right? But these choices often leave you feeling sluggish and low on energy. Travel often means you're out of your usual routine, and without structured meals, you may go too long without eating, only to overeat later. It can throw off your hunger cues, making it harder to eat intuitively. Add to that, there's an emotional side to things. Whether it's stress from a business trip or the I deserve this mentality of vacation. Stress and fatigue can be major triggers for emotional eating, leading you to seek comfort in food instead of dealing with those feelings in healthier ways. These are things we all face when we're on the road. I've been there. And I know it's easy to think, what's the harm in just giving in this time? But the truth is, we can plan for these challenges. It's not about perfection. It's about setting yourself up to feel your best so you can truly enjoy your travel experience without feeling bogged down by food guilt or exhaustion. One of the best ways I've found to manage your food environment while traveling is simply to prepare before you even hit the road. It starts with doing a little research on your destination. Look up the area where you'll be staying. Are there any grocery stores nearby? What healthy restaurants or cafes are in the area? If you're staying in a hotel, check if they have a mini fridge or kitchenette. Having this information up front gives you more control over your options rather than leaving everything to chance. Knowing where you can pick up some basics like fruits, veggies, or healthy snacks can make a huge difference. It's especially helpful for longer stays when you'll want some fresh food on hand. So find restaurants that offer healthier choices, like salads, grilled options, or dishes with lean proteins and vegetables. You can even look at menus ahead of time and decide what you'll order before you even get there. If you're staying in a hotel, check to see if they offer a fridge or a microwave, or if they have a mini kitchen. Right? This can allow you to store healthy snacks, or at least prepare some simple meals for yourself, which can save both your diet and your wallet. Next, it's time to think about what you're bringing with you. Packing smart can give you a safety net when healthy food options are limited. I do this often. I always recommend packing some non-perishable, healthy foods for your trips. Think things like nuts, dried fruit, protein bars, even a small pack of veggies. I love jerky or baby carrots. Like these can be lifesavers when you're stuck in transit or find yourself in a food desert. It can also be helpful to bring along some portable tools to make eating on the go easier. I'm talking about simple things, right? Like reusable containers, a mini cooler if you're driving, even your own set of utensils. I can't tell you how many times I've been stuck without a fork in a hotel. It just gives you more flexibility to eat the way you want to, even if you have to grab food on the run. Finally, it's important to approach travel with the right mindset. Think of food as the setup to how you'll feel later, even when you're away from home. It's easy to fall into the vacation mentality of, I'll just eat whatever, whenever. But that usually leads to feeling sluggish, bloated, tired. A little planning can help you avoid those feelings and keep you on track with your goals. Now, think about this. Before you leave, set an intention for how you want to feel during and after your trip. Are you looking to stay energized and feel good in your body? Keep that goal in mind when making your food choices. So you're not just thinking in the moment, but also long term. When you're traveling, eating out at restaurants is going to be almost inevitable, right? And that can feel like a major obstacle. But here's the thing. Most restaurants offer some healthy options. You just have to know how to find them. So let me give you a few tips for scanning a menu and making smarter choices. Whenever you can, opt for grilled instead of fried. Grilled meats, fish, or veggies are typically going to be lower in fats and calories, but they're still packed with flavor. Instead of going for the fries or chips, which we all love, look for dishes that come with vegetables or ask to substitute veggies for your side. You'll get more nutrients and fiber, which will help keep you satisfied longer. Also, restaurant portions can be huge, especially here in the US. So always consider splitting a dish with someone or asking for a to-go box right when the meal arrives. That way you can put half away before you start and avoid overeating in the moment without even thinking about it. Also, don't be afraid to ask for modifications. Restaurants are usually happy to make changes like putting sauces or dressings on the side or swapping a carb and fat heavy side for a salad or extra veggies. Now, airports are notorious for their limited, often unhealthy food options. But with a little strategy, you can find better choices and avoid the temptation to just grab a fast food burger or sugar snack. When you're in the airport, look for places that offer salads, wraps, or bowls with a good mix of protein and veggies. Many airports now have kind of health conscious chains or even quick service spots where you can grab a fresh option rather than something fried. And they're always told standbys, protein shakes and jerky. I love them. If fast food is your only option, don't panic. Still make better choices. Go for grilled chicken instead of fried, opt for a side salad or fruit instead of fries, and try to avoid sugary drinks. Like water, diet soda, or unsweet tea, they're your best bet to stay hydrated without extra calories. Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets are a lifesaver for my travel burden clients. And also, talking of hydration, don't forget to drink plenty of water, especially when traveling. The airports can leave you feeling dehydrated, which often leads to mistaking thirst for hunger. Carry a refillable water bottle with you and sip throughout your trip. You'll avoid the petri dish that's the airplane ice bin, and you'll also avoid the dehydration that comes naturally with flying. You'll feel much better when you land and less tempted to snack mindlessly. Sometimes you're in a rush, especially if you're on a tight schedule between meetings or flights. But that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your healthy choices. Many convenience stores or even airport kiosks now stock healthier grab and go options. Again, like nuts, fruit cups, yogurt, protein bars, protein shakes. Look for these options instead of reaching for candy or chips. If you're at a hotel with a buffet or catered event, it can be tempting to pile your plate high. But here's how we can approach it at least a little bit more mindfully. Before you grab a plate, take a walk around the buffet to see what's available. Honestly, this is pretty much my approach to all of my life. Like if we go to a food truck festival or farmer's market, I make everyone walk the entirety of the grounds before I'll make a choice. And this isn't just for healthy choices, but even when I'm looking for dessert, right? You got to know your options because you don't want to get stuck with the crappy one, right? And then just make a mental note of what fits into your health goals. This helps you avoid mindlessly piling on food that may not make you feel your best. Aim to fill half your plate with veggies and lean protein first. Then, with what room's left, you can add a small serving of something more indulgent without overdoing it. Traveling often also means dining with others, whether it's a business dinner, family gathering, or just meeting up with friends. These social situations can make it harder to stay on track because food is often central to the experience. But you can still enjoy the meal and the company without derailing your goals. If you have a say in where to eat, take the opportunity to choose a restaurant that offers healthy options. Many people appreciate this, even if they don't say so. If you can't choose the spot, that's okay too. Almost any restaurant is something you can work with. One of the best ways to manage group meals is to eat mindfully. Enjoy the conversation and slow down. You don't have to eat just because food is in front of you. Take your time. Savor each bite and check in with yourself to see if you're actually hungry or just eating because everyone else is. If you know you're going to a place where the options might be less than ideal, eat a small, healthy snack beforehand. That way, you're not ravenous when you arrive, and you can actually focus on enjoying the event rather than fighting the temptation to overeat. Whether it's a fancy dessert menu, the bread basket, or a snack table at a conference, food temptations are everywhere when you're traveling. The key isn't to avoid them entirely, but rather to approach them mindfully. Before you dive into a tempting dish, pause and ask yourself if it's something you really want and if you're truly hungry. Sometimes the act of pausing is enough to help you realize you're just eating out of habit or because it's in front of you. If you do decide to indulge, go for it, but keep portions in check. You don't have to avoid the bread basket entirely, but taking one slice instead of three can still allow you to enjoy it without overdoing it. The same goes for dessert. Splitting a dessert with someone else is a great way to get a taste without feeling guilty later. If you're going to indulge, choose something that's truly worth it. Instead of mindlessly snacking on chips, savor a smaller portion of something more special. You'll feel more satisfied and less likely to overeat. And I'm sorry, but let's not forget about alcohol. Traveling often means cocktails at social events or wine with dinner. And while it's fine to enjoy a drink or two, alcohol can quickly add up in terms of both calories and lowering your inhibitions around food. So before heading out, decide, hey, how many drinks am I comfortable having? Sticking to one or two drinks can help you stay in control, avoid the empty calories, and keep your decision making sharp. Opt for lighter drinks like a vodka soda with lime or a glass of wine rather than a sugary cocktail. And remember, alternate alcoholic drinks with water or club soda to stay hydrated and reduce your overall intake. Finally, remember that food is just one part of the travel experience. Whether you're at a business dinner, a family meal, or meeting up with friends, the real focus should be on connecting with the people around you. When you shift your mindset from food being the main event to being part of the experience, you can enjoy yourself without obsessing over every bite. Also, in watching your alcohol intake, there's the added benefit of knowing your antics won't be on the water cooler talk on Monday. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. I haven't worked in an office since like 2001, so I don't even know that you have water coolers or even offices. I mean, but honestly, travel's an option to experience new things, including food. And while it's important to make healthy choices, it's equally important to allow yourself some flexibility. Like that old 80-20 rule. Aim to make 80% of your meals healthy, balanced, and in line with your goals, and let the other 20% be a little more indulgent. We call these joy meals. This approach gives you room to enjoy special treats or meals without guilt or feeling like you failed. So if you're in Italy, of course you should enjoy a pasta dish or some gelato. But if most of your other meals are filled with lean proteins, veggies, and whole grains, you're still on track. The key is balance. You can enjoy these indulgences while maintaining control over the majority of your choices. In fact, very few of my clients ever worry about weight gain when traveling to Europe, simply due to the amount of movement, the lack of snacking, and the smaller portions. They usually focus on having a protein-heavy breakfast at home and know that protein intake will just be lower than at home because that's just how it is. They also know that that isn't the end of the world. Look, it's easy to get caught up in the mindset of, I messed up, so I might as well give up. All or nothing thinking, right? But here's the thing. One indulgent meal or one day of eating off of your plan won't undo all the work you've put in. What matters is how you respond afterwards. Instead of letting guilt take over, enjoy the meal or treat for what it is, a part of the travel experience. Then, simply get back to your healthy habits at your next meal. Remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. Life, especially when traveling, isn't going to be perfect, and it shouldn't be. Allow yourself the freedom to indulge without spiraling into guilt or overeating as a result. The next meal is always an opportunity to make a fresh, healthy choice. If you're focusing on dieting while vacationing, one thing is certain. You'll do a shitty job at both. While flexibility is key, it's important to stay connected to how you feel. Before indulging, ask yourself how the food you're choosing aligns with your overall goals. Do you want to feel energized and light during your trip? Or are you okay with the occasional indulgence, knowing it might slow you down a little? Think about how you want to feel physically and emotionally. Do you want to feel bloated and tired? Or do you want to feel balanced and energized? Use those feelings to guide your choices. But remember, there's always room for enjoyment. Instead of seeing travel as an excuse to throw healthy habits out the window, think of it instead as a chance to practice balance, right? Reframe your mindset from, I can't eat this, to, I'm choosing what makes me feel best. That empowers you to stay in control of your choices without feeling restricted. So give yourself grace while traveling. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's to find a balance that works for you, allowing you to enjoy your trip without obsessing over every meal or falling into guilt. Flexibility is key to making sure you enjoy your experience and return home feeling good in your body. All right, let's quickly recap kind of everything we covered here. When it comes to managing your food environment while traveling, it's all about balance, preparation, and a little bit of mindfulness. Before you even hit the road, do your research. Find healthy restaurants, nearby grocery stores, and make sure your hotel has what you need, like a fridge or kitchenette. Pack smart snacks, things like fruit, nuts, protein bars, shakes. Probably not shakes because you can't fly with those. Because otherwise you're at the mercy of whatever the airport or convenience store offers. At restaurants, let's go for grilled over fried, We're going to load up on veggies. We're going to practice portion control. Don't be afraid to ask for modifications. And remember, you are in charge of your choices. When we dine with others, focus on the experience, not just the food. Eat mindfully and don't be afraid to enjoy a little indulgence. Just keep it balanced. And finally, embrace this kind of 80-20 rule, right? Enjoy the special meals and treats, but keep your overall approach balanced. One indulgence won't derail your progress. Remember, you don't have to be perfect while traveling. It's about making small, consistent choices that keep you feeling good and empowered. With a little preparation and the right mindset, you can enjoy your trip without the guilt or food obsession. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Food on the Mind for more content on breaking free from food obsession and building a life worth living. Drop a comment below and let me know your biggest challenge when it comes to food and travel. I'd love to hear from you and help out. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, the key to managing your food environment on the road is to stay mindful and flexible. You got this. See you in the next video.